What a delight to introduce Candice Malcolm. And unfortunately, I'm only allotted half an hour. Like kidding around. You know, when we started Rebel News 11 years ago, the chief emotion I felt was loneliness. And I went down to Washington and I met Glenn Beck's team that started the Blaze. And they said, "You're crazy. You're not lonely. You've got the market to yourself." And so when True North and Juno News came along, you know, on paper, technically, we're competitors. But I don't feel that way. I feel like we're allies on a cause for genuine journalism and freedom. And I really appreciate the collegiality between Juno News and Rebel News, and I think you're very broad-minded that way. I think Canada, by the way, needs a lot more freedom-oriented institutions, whether they're in media or public interest law firms. There's so much work to be done here, and it's great to see another champion succeeding so well. So just on a personal note, you know, Warren Buffett hired and fired a lot of people over the years, and he was once asked, what did he look for in talent? And he said three things. He said intelligence, energy or initiative, and honesty. And he said, if you didn't have that last one, he didn't want you. Because he said, if someone is dishonest, you don't want them being energetic and smart. He believed that honesty was the most important quality of an executive. And I think honesty is how you deal with other people, but there's a form of honesty, I think, called courage. I think they're related. I think courage is actually being true to your own self, not to cave in under pressure. And let me tell you the two ways I see the courage of Candice and Juno News. When you start a news organization that dares to be more conservative than liberal and that eschews public funding, your courage will be tested in two ways. The first is they will try to deplatform you. They will say you or your staff or someone you interviewed is beyond the pale, is persona non grata, and you must renounce them. You must renounce yourself, and you must renounce them. And I've seen them try to do that to you. We saw the clips of independent news channels being kept out of the leaders' debates, but I've seen how they've come for you and some of your team. And isn't that a test of courage? Can you hold the line when everyone around you is screaming madness? And I think that Candice and Juno News passed that test with flying colors. They did not bend the knee. They stayed true. They stayed honest to their own values. They didn't give them up with pressure. And as Juno has succeeded, well, there's another temptation to be dishonest, to lose your courage, and that is, once you've made it, the temptation of government money. Just join the blob. It's a temptation. And to see Juno News resist the siren song of government money, at the same time as standing true to its values and interviewing people, even if you don't agree with them all the time, to give them a voice, to let the viewers decide. I deeply admire what Candice has created, and I know that what she has created is a reflection of herself and her outstanding supporter and husband, Kaz, who's got a bit of entrepreneurial spirit in him too. So without further ado, it is my pleasure as a friend, as a colleague, and as a longtime admirer to introduce to you a very deserving recipient of the George Jonas Award, Candice Malcolm.